cannabis, marijuana, the drug goes by many names, and in recent times, society has grown alongside it and becoming more accepting and understanding of the product. Marijuana has become more prominent through recent laws and policies, and it can be said that this generation has tried and experienced the drug. As I am pursuing a career in the medical field, I've done extensive research on the topic, but I'm also in close contact with many people that are prescribed the drug by medical professionals. As the stigma around marijuana declines, it is evident that the practical use of the drug has medical and recreational purposes that are more than what meets the eye. I want to preview with the functionalities behind the medical and recreational uses of marijuana, the specificity of the treatment of depression, as well as provide the social insight behind the growing change of cannabis policies. Many states offer medical use of marijuana to a multitude of different conditions, and these prescriptions have increased for many reasons. But cancer, HIV/AIDS, severe nausea, glaucoma, appetite stimulation, chronic pain, muscle spasms, and seizures have become the most widely accepted conditions that allow the use of medical marijuana. The medical uses of the drug have greatly expanded to this large account due to the many changes in the medical industry, and growing use of marijuana kind of stems from the medical field's cutback on opioids. The opioid health crisis caused a large restructuring to the prescription drug industry, which allowed the use of marijuana to increase. A study by Schubert found that states that permit the use of marijuana for medical purposes reported significant reductions in opioid overdose mortality. Additionally, a study by Boenke found that medical marijuana was associated with a 64% decrease in opioid use, and marijuana patients reported that they were experiencing a better quality of life and fewer medication side effects. Due to the increased prescriptions and popularity of the drug, continuous research has been done to reinforce the functionality of it. Besides the already confirmed conditions that can permit the use of medical marijuana, there are many theorized conditions as well, and research has been done to help identify them. Studies have shown that a variety of aspects of life have seen benefits through the use of cannabis. A report by multiple Toronto universities collaborated and stated that statistically significant improvements were also seen in dystonia, spasticity, motor function, quality of life, mood, appetite, and sleep. Additionally, the 2017 National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine report on cannabis found that substantial evidence that cannabis is effective for chronic pain management among adults as well. Cannabis is not only restricted to physical health and can go a lot further than those conditions stated previously. So depression is a very powerful condition that still has not been explored fully, and as marijuana is a mind-altering drug, possibilities have been linked to the treatment of these disorders. Being a psychoactive substance, it means it can affect the mind, which it can target disorders that happen in the mind, such as mood, stress, and other conditions involving depression. And an animal-based study by Asair documented the potential of cannabis to treat anxiety and mood disorders. Tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, is a substance within marijuana that often contributes to this altered state of mind. It often has different effects on different people, so the exploration of it on depression is still being studied. These studies have only begun recently, as only recently has marijuana become a more widely accepted treatment to medical issues. One of the first studies was a study by Yale's Biomedical Division, and what they discovered was an overwhelmingly positive response to a medically prescribed marijuana. Their statistics stated, on average, 95.8% of users reported symptom relief. Only 2.1% reported worsening, and 2.1% reported no change at all. They also stated that one of the most clinically relevant findings from this study was the widely experienced relief from depression within 2 hours or less. With more people understanding the medical benefits and the strides being made in the industry involving marijuana, it's safe to say that society's overall opinion on the substance has changed. The acceptance and public opinion on marijuana is steadily increasing as time moves on, because historically in the past, marijuana users have been associated as evil, dangerous, or even defiant. Especially in the 1940s and the 50s, it was seen this way, but in the 1960s, weed gained slight popularity. This popularity followed a cultural revolution of the time period, but marijuana users at the time were often the younger, rebellious generation that was anti-war and protested against the Vietnam War. Because of this demographic, weed was associated with anti-patriotism and un-American values, which birthed and reinforced the stigma and the stereotype that weed was a detriment to society. In recent history, policy and law changes throughout the U.S. have allowed the substance to be rediscovered and redefined, and the public opinion has shifted dramatically in favor of marijuana, which helped push for the policy alteration. For example, the post-Reagan administration came to an end, and what the Reagan administration did was perpetuate falsities regarding marijuana and cannabis, and after he came out of office, truth came to light. States since then have begun to legalize the use of medical marijuana and open the possibility of more. In the 1990s, only 5 states legalized the usage of medical cannabis. Today, 38 states permit the use of medical marijuana, and that was a number that didn't seem likely in the 90s. The number of states that support the idea have seemed to increase, and as more states begin to decriminalize and legalize cannabis, it is evident that the substance has been identified as more of a benefit than a detriment to the human people. With that being said, it can be stated with certainty that the general consensus of cannabis has been shifted into a different light. Medical diagnoses have been seen spike due to many factors which help treat depression. This in turn caused the social stigma around it turn in its favor. And understanding the intricacies of marijuana is important, as previous opinions on the substance have created an unwarranted brand attached to it, even though research has slowly proven otherwise. Whatever your stance is on marijuana, it is undeniable that the product has a use in the world, and it is up to us to find out what that purpose is. Thank you.